Hello, hello again. So we're gonna be going over some OTKs for about let's say let's do the next hour. Let me just put on some background noise because there's one thing I fear, and that's the copyright of GranBlue music. Let's see, there we go. That should be about a comfy volume. And just ignore the on the right there. That is my my loadout for sandbox 3-bar farming, which, I mean, if you want to copy that, go for it. It's a double strike key on the primal opus there. So let's see what we got cooking over here. So let me first show what I currently have set up, and then we will go from there. So right now, this is what I will ultimately be using. It is a 0 buttons pressed 3 chain burst. With song, of course, being the first in there, and then we'll go from there. A little bit of a limited going on here. It's not exactly the most beginner friendly, but that's okay. So there are the characters. Sandalphon, new Grand Sandalphon back row, of course, for the bonus. That is going to become TN there for the drop rate bonus, because why not? Here is the grid. If you were fortunate enough last Guild War to get the Celestial Sword, that'll be huge since, I mean, you see the swords going on here. Settes are still useful here due to the fact that you're not concerned with the awakening when you're doing the OTK. You're just, all you care about is getting damage in, not worrying about the HP boost from the defense. And of course, like I said, we're gonna downgrade from here to from this setup to see what we can cook up for everybody else. Because I understand that once I click the summons tab, not everybody's gonna have everything here. Thank you, Zhao, for the Pip Rave add to the emotes there. So what I have going on here is Premium Huanglong as the main summon with both Belials. The Summer Belial here is actually not necessary for the current loadout, just due to how the damage outgoing just kind of happens. You do, of course, like, whatever rarity the star summon is at, that is mandatory, absolutely. Hades is there as a stat stick. I honestly should be putting Transcended Lumi there, but this is from a week ago, so it's fine. And then sub slots are a 0-star Luo and how high up is this Metatron? A 0-star Metatron. Obviously in the summon slots, since I don't need their stats or lack thereof counting towards what I'm doing here. So let's just demonstrate what this current loadout does. Extreme, Dark Extreme Lignoid, and we are going to pick a Huanglong, and here we go. So this setup here will take care of everything independent of how many triple attacks happen on the main character, and we should not be seeing any counters with this. However, the Summer Belial is absolutely just a failsafe. So let's go ahead and click that. Got the triple on the main character. Like I said, should not matter. A nice 7.7 million Ogi from Shiva. There's your bonus damage there, and it dies on the chain burst. This one should be consistent every single time without having to worry about the RNG crit wizardry that could possibly happen. And of course, if you wanted to see it, here is the damage spread here. Worst case scenario, if the chain burst did not kill, then Korn's auto proc with the skill damage would have killed for sure. So let's build some other stuff, because there are options for everyone to do. Let's just use this this slot here, because I don't know what's happening here. Just get rid of that, and let's start from the ground up. What I think would be the most beginner friendly, which would be Relic Buster here. If you're not aware, there's 2 buttons on Relic Buster. Your Engage Augments, which is your first button, and there is also, oh hey look, I see what cheese I was doing there, and then your Limit Burst here, which is your instant strike time 2-button combo. Now, because we're utilizing Relic Buster for this, we won't necessarily have to worry about having the charge bar gain from having Song recruited and having all the Eternals recruited. So let's pick out some non-limited characters. Grands are fine though. So let's do, say, let's pull Lucio in there. He's been around for a while. I'd like to think I can expect people to have Lucio. Who else do we want? Let's go ahead and pull... No, she's a holiday unit. Let's not do that. Let's pull Robami in there. She does Unworldly, and yeah, Unworldly is fine. So we'll throw her in there, and let's consult with Zhao. Zhao, who should I pick for the final slot? You got it. So we're gonna put Pekko Reed in there. Now what we're gonna check real quick is, all right, we do have that that boost to allies' attacks, great, and yeah, it'll be okay. I am not going to be slotting Sandalphon onto this particular loadout. I will be slotting something else though, and that is Silva right here. On her support skills, when sub-ally, you get bonus damage upon a 4 chain, which is Ascension. So we're going to go ahead and slot her right there. And then, do we have any other back row effects I could possibly include here? Sure. This ultimately won't affect the the OTK, I think, but we're gonna put Ladiva in there, even though I said no limited characters. All right, for your weapons, let's filter that to light. We do have a few options we could choose here. I'm ultimately gonna main hand the Dark Opus weapon, but you could also choose the Sunfire Blade from the Xeno fight, or if you've been farming the new, you don't necessarily want to main hand this, but if you don't have a better choice at your current place in time, that could be possible. Or you could just main hand a Lumi sword too, just because you're gonna slot it anyways, so why not? But let's go ahead and slot that Dark Opus. And then we're next going to slot 2 Horus Katanas. to maximize the supplemented Ogi damage. Horse Katanas also give a Ogi cap boost. And if you're not familiar with that terminology, Ogi is charge attack. I like saying Ogi more, so there it is. And since I'm going to assume that this is a starter OTK, we're going to go ahead and throw in a Cosmic Sword there, because we're going to be ultimately putting as many Lumi swords as we can here. So let's go ahead and slot this. How many swords can we throw into one grid? Now, we do also want to spread out our sources of might boosting. I'm not going to put Bubs there because I'm not going to expect everybody to have Beelzebub. And we're going to put on Lumi main summon. Mine is only 210, so the boost from the main aura should be the same as a 5-star. And just a little more stats, of course. I can't undo that one, unfortunately. We're going to now, if you guys have it, recommend slotting a Rongominiad for the EX modifier. And then for the final slot is going to be Seraphic Weapon. Now, if you played the anniversary event, you should have access to a free Ultima weapon. You would absolutely want to slot that here and use the superior element key on the 3rd key slot. However, I'm just not going to make that assumption. We're going to slot that right there. So now we have something pretty decent going on there. Now for our summon slots, I am going to slot the star. I'm going to leave that be just as it is. And then we will work our way up from there. Now, one other thing I'm going to put on here. Okay, we do already have Miserable Mist for our defense down. Now let's go ahead into a trial battle, and let's see how that does. Now, due to us relying on Ogi damage, if you can help it, pick a friend Lucifer. And then we're going to just give this a go. So we'll go ahead and do that. Skill 1, Skill 2, and we're just going to send it. There we go. Why are we loading? Concern. Alright, so main character Ogi's for 5.4. There's a 3.7, and then you get a light attack boost now. You get a 6.4 million from Robami, Pecorine with a 3 million, and then there's the Ascension Chain Burst. There's that bonus 1.4 million, it's really nice. Hello Void of Drachnus, welcome to the chat. So as we can see there, that didn't quite cut it. That's okay though. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to restart. And we're going to add in Miserable Mist just for the giggles. Always. Never doubt the Florida man. Alright, so let's see what we got going on here, see if that Ogi damage increases. It absolutely did. That was a million higher. We almost hit the hard cap with Robami. There's Pecorine with a 3.7 million boost. There's your Ascension, there's your Bullet Burst, and there's a very sad 1% right there. So let's Garage Dog Raccoon, let's go! Alright, I'm going to start adding in some summons into the extra slots just for stats. I'm gonna try to pick strictly stats and not necessarily something that would be a sub or a boost. Absolutely, we're gonna slot Toto there. We love Toto. That's free extra damage. And then we're going to also slot, let's slot Nobio, because we love his music. It's great. And then that should be enough of a stat boost to push us to the OTK. So we're going to 1-2. I'm going to make sure that this is not a 2 button this time due to the extra stats. First main character with the 5.45. Lucio with a 3.8. We are going to absolutely have to use Mist here. It's fine. Pecorine may be inting this run, but it's fine. Absolutely. But we don't mind that. Let's go ahead and click restart. And we'll throw Mist in there, and this should be a kill. Which the point of this particular is just to demonstrate that if you have Relic Buster, you can probably accomplish an OTK with even a mid-range, a low mid-range grid. Show me the Ogi cap. Why are you like this? It's fine. There's Ascension. And there's the Bullet Burst to finish it off. Now, what if you don't have Silva? Then we're gonna have to alter this a little bit. There's our damage spread. We don't get to see the Silva damage because it's considered part of main character's damage due to how that functions in the damage calculations, since she is not present. So let's do something to get rid of having to worry about that ending there. So we're going to shift to SRs. What do I do? Oh, I have the sub-auras on. And we're going to use everyone's favorite blue hair dragon summoning girl, Lyria. And due to her having a defense down mechanic, we're going to put her as the second Ogi. So we're going to go back into the trial battle, and we'll just demonstrate this one real quick. Pick your favorite Lucifer friend, and jump back in. 1, 2, and attack. You won't see anything different from the main character, but this should positively affect everybody else. So there's your 5.5 million. Here's your Lyria, hitting for 5.8 million. Lucio for 4.4 million. And Robami for 6.4 million. And that's a kill on Ascension right there. Now, of course, Robami can be replaced by any other unworldly Ogi damage. It's all the same modifier. Just, of course, make sure you have EMPs on the character probably, since that was really close. If necessary, you could also throw a Attack Awakening Orb on them at this low end state. So there is a... Ooh. Streamlabs, what are you doing, my dude? Can I see what the chat was? Anyways, let's show something a little bit different. Oh, it was a bot. Okay, well, how about that? There we go. Good job, Streamlabs. let's do some nonsense in a different direction. So for this one, I want to show off. Where are you? Why can't I find the class? There it is. Kirasaur. I don't get to see the self-promoting bots. Nope, you sure don't. Alright. And with Kirasaur, we're gonna be able to get into some stupid things territory. So, if you are high enough level and you're at the point where you can get Ultimate Mastery on Kirasaur, this right here, I'm going to pronounce everything incorrectly as much as I can. It's going to be great. Deuce Xiphos, you want to equip, not that. You actually want Astrapst, this skill right here. So, on your Chain Burst, you're going to do an extra number of hits. And the main character does not need to be part of that burst. So we're going to go ahead back to our party. And we're going to do another utilizing our Eternal here. We're gonna slot Song in there. And we're going to replace with Long Man. There we go. We're gonna try this again with the same grid as before. This may not work, but it's okay. Trial Battles, Extreme. And we're going to pick a friend, Long Man. Reason why, if you're not familiar, both mine and the friend one both give 30% boost to charge bar independently. There's also a 30% boost from the crew buff, so that's 90%. And then by owning all 10 Eternals, you do get a wonder that gives the Eternal themselves a bonus 10%. So Song there will be starting at 100%. We're going to try a 0-button 3-chain and just press attack. So we'll get Song to Ogi for 3 million. This is already not looking good, but it's okay. We get a Lyria for 4.1 million. And we can see that turned into a nice 29% right there. So, this is not good enough. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to back out of here. We're going to do a little bit more. So when someone's trying to do a 0-button 3-chain, you should be a little more invested into the game at this point. You've probably been playing for at least a year just to have all the Eternals. That's going to be my guesstimation. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to beef this up a little bit. So I'm going to change this harp into a Ultima weapon. We're absolutely going to use the sword because we want as much of a sword boost as we can. We're also going to change out Rangu Miniad. Since I'm making the assumption that there's been a year worth of play, I'm going to also make the assumption that you chose a Gateway Star Sword last Guild War if you were able to farm for it. This may not apply, and if it doesn't, I apologize. Also, sorry, I only just noticed it. Oragi, thank you for the follow 10 minutes ago. Okay, so there's our Gateway Sword slotted in. We now have... I need more Ogi damage. But I'm gonna roll with this for right now. We did get a free dragon from the anniversary give login bonus. That was just kind of given to us, so I'm going to go ahead and slot this minimal sub-aura Luo right there. There we go. And then we're also going to slot down here, because we would have been playing since Christmas, and there was a free Archangel for Christmas, if I remember correctly. So we'll go ahead and throw that Metatron down there as well. And what we're going to do here is we're just going to go right back in. We're going to give this a shot, see what happens. Pick your favorite Lucifer yet again, and we're just going to swing as soon as it starts. And by pick your favorite Lucifer, I mean that's completely wrong. You want to pick a long. Whoops. Let's go ahead back in here. There we go. Long. Click OK. Let's get back in there. And we're just going to swing for the stars. Here we go. Yeah, long Lucy. Right, there's a 4.5 mil. There's a 6.4 mil. And then Robami's going to hit for probably 6 mil as well. There it is, the 6.4 million on Robami. Chain Burst. There's that thing. We got down to 5%. Which that's honestly pretty okay, all things considered. So we still need to build up here. So I'm currently using a skill that does multiple hits, and something that will help with those multiple hits is if we slot in a certain dark summon. If we slot in Belial here, and one of the first comments I can foresee happening is, I don't have all my plus marks up there. That's okay. We're trying to do this without doing full plus marks quite yet, because I don't expect everybody to have as many plus marks as I do. Let's just jump right back in. There we go. We're gonna send it. Got lucky, triple attack there. That might skew the results, but it's fine. Get the Lyria Ogi. Then we're gonna get the Robami Ogi. Down to 19%. Here comes the Chain Burst. And there's the 1%. We love to see it. Okay. So what can we do about that? Well, we can try another source of supplemental to help that Kirasaur passive out. So if we take one of these Lumi Swords, and if you've been doing your Enneads, you should also have run into one of these bows at a certain point in time, and we do have a supplement damage right there. So we're going to go ahead and select that. I have it on Attack Awakening. It's going to skew what I want to see. Hold on, let me pick the friend support summon there. There we go. Alright, so right now we have there's that damage suppler there. Nice, we have 17% damage cap up without slotting other shenanigans. Okay, so I'm gonna jump back in one more time with that bow equipped now. Let's see if that makes a little bit of a difference for us. There's a Huanglong, and jumping on in. Okay, only got a double attack this time. I prefer to see that, so that way we're not looking at RNG skewing our results here. There we go. There's our Chain Burst, and there's a 3%. So I honestly think the bow did nothing unless I'm looking at that wrong. Okay. Something just countered and I got got down to 1%. So what can we do different here to make this a little bit more aggressive? So, well, I'm sure there's something I can do with what I currently have equipped. I can, of course, change out summons to assist a little bit better. But one thing I am going to swap out right now is go over to my characters. We're going to take Ladiva out, and we're going to replace that with the shiny new Sandalphon. Now, the reason we're doing that in particular is due to this second passive right here, 20% boost to night code skill effects. That is all of those Lumi swords right there, getting boosted an additional 20%. That's really huge. And I see it much more likely that given that there was the 100 free rolls on the Zodiac part of the Leg Fest, that I can see somebody probably having rolled a Sandalphon, just because like Guild War is coming up. Also, it's Sandalphon, super duper popular character in this game. Let's go ahead and just send it. Love to see that defense down from the main character, by the way. So here we go. I can already see we're doing more damage this time around. Down to 20% from the free chain. Here's the burst, down to 9%. And we kill with the Pyrosaur skill. Now, what if you don't want to play like that? What if you want to do something just completely different and you just happen to have a Beelzebub? Well, let's talk about that. Let's go over to, I think we used Neko for this, if memory serves correctly. So we're gonna go ahead and pick Necromancer. I'm going to have to choose a new main weapon. It's fine. I don't have to solve that. Oh, okay. Well, I have a funny book there. Any staff will do for this. Odds are you'll probably be using this this Saphira staff here if you are doing a light Necromancer. I want the stats though, because I'm absolutely insane. So we're gonna pick the wonderful book right there. And now we're gonna go into a little bit of a different direction with this. Since what we're gonna be doing now is a Bubs into Ogi off attacks. So we actually want to take these Horus Katanas out. And what do I want my second one to be? Huh, I was doing that without using the gun. If you have the Luminara Bolt Credo, please equip at least anywhere from 1 to 3 of those. Weapon is so new, I'm just so used to using swords. Here we are, it's fine. So we're gonna do something a little bit like this. I am purposely ignoring Harmonia because it is a grand weapon. I'm trying to make this as free-to-play friendly as possible, as I'm about to equip a Beelzebub, so, you know, it just be like that sometimes. But if you were lucky enough to get this summon, it's a great thing. You'll want to set that as your quick summon. Yeah, free to play, by the way. And then you can also equip a summon skin if you want. Rose Queen here is a quick summon animation, and which one was it? I want to say the other quick animation is Artemis here, but I really like Rose Queen, so we're going to go ahead and use that as the summon skin, so we can reduce some animation time. That's the goal there. Alright, so what we need to do now is we are looking for characters that will triple attack. This is absolutely not going to be free-to-play friendly, that I'm thinking about it, but I'm not going to base the grid around that. Alright, so we want... Where is my boy? There he is, Shiva. If you do have Summer Shiva, you can make the choice to unslot your Seraphic or Ultima, but honestly, you're probably not doing that. But most importantly, down here, amplify normal attack damage, deals triple attacks. That is why you want this fella. Gonna take Rubami out, and we want another multi-attacker. Lucio is not a guarantee until later on. I'm having a brain rot moment. Who else can we use here? Actually, since we're using Bubs and we want to go completely just crazy, we can slot Corn here. This is slowly becoming man, I sure hope you got lucky. I want to say Albert does. Yeah, Albert does multi-attacks. So we're gonna slot him as well, because I'm insane. There we go. I can't think of anybody else I would need to necessarily put in the back row, but I'll just leave it as that for now. What's his passives again? So this requires me to press this button here for triple attacks. I'm not going to utilize him yet due to that fact. And let's just see what happens with this current loadout. Realistically, you're not going to be using the Sandalphon summon and the Toto summon, but we'll come back to that when it's relevant in a moment. Back into Trial Battles, Extreme Dark. And for this one, since we're using a Beelzebub main summon, you want to pick a Omega summon mod, if possible. So there we go. We're just gonna press the Bubs button. There's our free million damage. And we're gonna just see this hopefully just fall over. And because Corn got slapped, she uses her passive there. That'll be the finishing blow on that. Now, what if you don't want to risk that? Or what if you honestly just don't have Corn? I'm gonna remove another one of these swords. We're gonna get this Luo horn here. Got the boosted multi-attack rate, but we also have supplemental damage on multi-attack there. So while that may have looked like I just lowered my own damage, not necessarily the case. Cosmic Sword can stay due to having 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 swords, 6 swords in grid. Dark Opus is real and it can't hurt me, it's fine. And we're gonna go ahead and just run right back in there. Now, of course, this OTK in particular, I only recommend it if you're not afraid of getting carpal tunnel syndrome. It looks like the Corn counter is going to be forced with my current setup. So how do we avoid that? The first thing would be since we're not Ogieing, there is another option we can do, which is we can utilize, oh, whoops, that's the wrong weapon. You saw nothing. We can utilize the other Dark Opus. Like this one I have here, it has a normal attack cap chain for the second slot, and then I do have the Belial chain for echoes on that last slot there. Let's go ahead and slot that. Sure, number goes down, it's whatever, don't worry about it. Let's run right back in. So we should see a lot of extra numbers just popping up here. I'm gonna go ahead and pick an Illumi yet again for our friend Aura. And then we're going to call and swing. And there it is. We just killed with autos alone. Now, if you don't have more than one opus at the ready, this will be expensive on your materials, because after prelims are over, you'd be wanting to slot your chain, your pendulum back over, however you have that set up. And it is what it is. Since we did not need this passive here, let's go ahead and slot someone else in, just for giggles. High damage for normal attacks and bonus light damage effect. We're gonna go ahead and throw Gawain in there. And I'm just curious if we're even gonna get to Albert when I try this time. There we go. And now we're going to just call and attack. We are. Okay. Well, that's frustrating to see. But we do get that Albert passive at the end there. So maybe Gawain wasn't the play, but it just works. Neko and Shiva is all you need to really make this work, and then everybody else can just be flex slotting. One last OTK option I'm going to show is really dumb, and when you see it, you'll understand. So we're gonna switch back to Kirasaur. We're gonna keep that skill on. We don't need to really change any other skills because we're not going to be pushing any buttons here. And this is just going to be extra dumb. That's all there is to it. So I'm actually not worried about Ogi damage with this one. So we'll just, let's just, to hell with it. We're going to slap another Chev Sword, Lumi Sword. Beelzebub is no longer our main summon. If you were lucky enough since New Year's to get a 000, that's where this summon is going to come into play. We're going to set that as our quick summon, and we're also going to skin that. So there's several components that are going to happen here. Because we're going to quick call 000, we're going to get the Ogi reactivation. And that's where having this this extra sword with the Echo chain comes into play. Because we have this one equipped, whenever this Ogi goes off from this weapon, the rest of your party will now double strike. So this is more or less like I don't want to think about making my grid. I just want to kill I just want to kill every time. Something to that effect. So we're going to go ahead. We're going to do 000 plus Magna Aura. Call into attack with Ogi on. And we're going to get the first Ogi from the main character. The second one, we've already done a lot of damage with the main character alone. There's the double strike. And it just falls over. As we can see, even with just the Ogi reactivation and the 000, we did almost 15 million with our main character alone. And we didn't even have to worry about the Albert counter passive. So there are some OTK options that we've gone over the course of this, while trying to minimize our buttons used. Now, let me find... Still got about 15 minutes left from what I planned on being online for. So let's go ahead and we're going to build a Nightmare 9095 OTK. Now, because this is the Nightmare fights, this is going to be not quite so friendly. I think I can do this with Mana Diver. So we're just going to go for it. Go ahead and equip this book, because why not? I'm also using Mana Diver because Sunken Cost with Ouroboros Mino. It's fine. Let's go ahead and just equip everything we can. So we're going to put on our Opus. I'm going to start making assumptions with this that you're going to have some extra weapons such as the Harmonia. I only personally have one, but it's going to give me that damage cap up and the supplemental damage. Stuff we really love to see when we're putting these together. Go over to Wind, Saber. I'm going to equip the Gateway Sword yet again. And we're just going to start putting together a basic light Magna Grid. Unfortunately, I can't detail any Primal Light doings here because that's just I don't have that. It's what it is. I do have a single. I have 2 Zeuses, so that equals 1 star. I definitely don't have the bars to put the weapons together. A few more. Let's put Ice Fist. I forgot about that. Put another sword there. We're going to now put our Ultima sword in there. And because we have so many swords equipped, we can put that Cosmic Sword in there as well. Now I am going to take a second, go to my inventory, go to plus marks. We're going to get these plus marks for our light Nightmare OTK. Me going this far with all the summon plus marks is probably completely unnecessary, but better safe than not. And without me having to click on the wiki, Zhao, if you're still here, what's the HP I need to deal to OTK 90 and 95? We're gonna equip this in the sub slot for that 10% light damage up. We are keeping Bubs as the main summon. We'll also slot, of course, the star. Get that extra Seraphic mod going on there. I am going to equip Artemis there for the extra HP. Excuse me. And we'll also put Belial in there, because of course we are. And then in my sub slots, I'm going to put a Luo, 42 million for 90, 132 million for 95. Okay. I'm gonna put my cap up summons over here. Now, due to me not putting Heimdallar in the main summon slot, I am going to have to push a button on main character, but it's probably fine. And due to the nature of this, what's up, Bargle? It is me, the Garlic. You just missed the meat farming OTK portion, and now I'm getting onto the Nightmare OTK portion of this. So for Nightmare OTKs, we do need to find our favorite drug main, or not favorite, you know, it'd be like that. So there's the Nihon. It's already so over. I am going to... Where'd you go? There he is. We're gonna put Shiva on in there, because why not? And trying to think here. The line would be disappointed with you. Yeah, I know. It'd just be like, I didn't hit 100 on him yet. That's what it is. Okay. So we're gonna go ahead and put Lucio in there as well. We're gonna put our Sandalphon here as well. There we go. I feel like I'm supposed to do something with this character here, but that might be too big brain for me. Triple attacks against foes and break, onslaught effect. I feel like this is actually the play here, but we're gonna not worry about that right now. I'll slot her in the back row and then we'll swap her in. Nice. Yeah, I do have 000. Alright, so we'll put this like this. Let's put our plus marks on. We must make the number go as big as possible. Alright, that's all plussed up. Now, if you farmed it, this would also be an acceptable spot to put World Harps and try to make something around that here. I am a slacker and did not do that, but just making a call-out mention of that. That mention is also very valid for when we were doing the Bubs auto attack OTKs. And then we're just gonna jump into, let's load up this one. Let's see how much damage we can do. Alright, so I have a Bubs main summon, so I do want... Let's start with the Lumi 170 boost here, and we'll work our way through. Alright, so first order of business, we're going to call Bubs. Use all 3 skills on Nihon. We are going to activate this skill on Shiva. That is going to give us an extra boost from his passive. It's going to make it stronger, a stronger Seraphic modifier. We're going to press that right there. And even though I already have the double strike, I want to guarantee... oh no, I already do triple attacks. I don't need to click anything else. We're going to go ahead and click this here for the extra echo, and we're going to click this button here to get the amplified damage going on. I'm going to turn off Ogi, and we're going to see what happens. We got some big autos, and we got some Really nice passive damage going on there. Good god, that animation is so nice. Alright, so we just did 87 million damage there. Let's restart. Call Bubs again. We're gonna only use Nihon skills this time. We're gonna see what buttons we can cut and what we can't cut. God, it's so ridiculous looking. That did 46 million. Given that this is the training dummy, that may honestly not be enough, and that's okay. One more restart. Going to utilize Secret Triad, push all 3, and see where that gets us. Because I feel like with the lower defense on the Lignoid, we do want to have it somewhere in the 50 million range. Maybe? I can't say for sure. But that did so much more just by pressing one extra button. I do want to attempt something else here with this same lineup before I move into putting Utsu in there. We're going to take this. No, we need Artemis. Whoops. This might be the weakest for me since it's the 5% cap only. We're going to switch that out with a ever so wonderful Yatima. Now I can call 2 things per turn. So we're going to be doing Bubs into Artemis for our calls. Let's go back into trial battles, use Lignoid. Get that 170% boost to our weapon skills. And we're just going to go ahead, call Bubs, call Artemis. Now we have Echoes out the wazoo. Just completely insane. Press Shiva 1, Lucio 3, main character Secret Triad. We're gonna see where this gets us. A lot of numbers happening there. I can't really read it, to be honest with you. And that did 97 million. So we're not really there at 95 yet. There's more that we can do to adjust that. Because I'm gonna assume we're going to hit a AoE trigger on the boss. But bear with me just a moment. I honestly feel like I'd want to swap Shiva to the back with just how strong Lucio feels right now. So we're going to guarantee quote-unquote break. And we're going to get more echoes there. And then we're going to get this to activate as well. Okay. Doesn't consume Salted Wound, effect upon dealing skill damage. Excellent. She's also going to do guaranteed triple attacks, so that's also good. So let's try some shenanigans again. Let's do the good old add in a Luo horn just for giggles. Excuse me. Put those plus marks back in there. And let's just see how this does. Luckily, I still do have a couple days left to cook on this, so it's not like an urgent oh no, do this or suffer situation. So let's go ahead and click all our skills there. I want all of her skills going. Lucio, click that. Let's see where this takes us. A nice 2 million from the skill nuke. I'd like to see it. And here we go. Just again, a lot of numbers just happening here. So we got the first round of 2 million autos from Utsu. Very nice. And that ends up in 109 million damage done. So there's something to be had here. During Interlude Day, we can continue to cook for Nightmare 95. I may also look up a few different things and see what people have been doing. But for right now, that's all I'm able to do. I do need to get some rest. Guild War starts in... goodness, I just can't, I can't do math right now. It's been a long day in the garlic fields, as it were. Prelims are in 7 hours. But yeah, thanks for watching. I hope that the OTKs towards the first 3 quarters of this possibly going to become video were helpful for you guys. But yeah, there it is. I'll be back on here for the meat grinding once that becomes relevant. And everyone take care, and I'll see you in just a little bit.